Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're playing Infinite Flight with the Airbus A380-800 from Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles in the USA with the Qantas Airlines livery. We are just at the gate here and we will be taxiing down to runway 34 left, as it's the opened runway. It's the only open runway right now. Flight time should be 14 hours. Fuel, we have 492,000 pounds, which is 19 hours 31 minutes. Cargo, 15,000 pounds. Altitude, which is our cruising altitude, 33,000. Cruise speed will be between Mach 0.80 and 0.85. Climb profile, 250 to flight level 10,000, 300 to flight level 28,000, and then cruise probably going to be between 0.80 and 0.85 for the cruise altitude. Our passengers are 25,000 pounds, which is 150 passengers. I have a checklist here that we are going to get it all ready here and get the aircraft pushed back. So the briefing's confirmed. Brakes are set, throttle are idle, spoilers, I do a check when I'm on the taxi line. Flaps are retracted, no smoking light. On. Checked. Flight plan. Here's our flight plan. We'll be departing 34 left at Sydney, Australia. And making a right-hand turn going towards east. And then we'll make our way northeast. And then a bit east over here. And then north, when we get to this area, we'll just go straight north, basically. North all the way past Hawaii and emergency airport. If we have an emergency, we'll go to Honolulu. Make our way. Yeah, Honolulu will be our emergency airport. And then make our way to Los Angeles. We'll go. We will be doing a right downwind, right base. Final, we'll be descending to 3,700. 1,900, and then about 1,000 feet or higher, I will disengage the autopilot. So between 1,000 feet and 5,000 feet, in between there, I'll disengage autopilot, take control of the aircraft, and land it on 25 right at Los Angeles. And that's our flight plan. So we can go all the way back down here, and we will do all our checks here. So flight plan is filed. Fuel quantity is checked. ATIS, that's the weather. That's fine. Weather is checked. We have 7 knots of wind. Autopilot is set. Seatbelt sign on. Nav lights are on. Beacon light on. Strobes are off. Landing lights are off. And now we will push back. So everything looks good here. We're looking pretty good. Our total load is 85%. We are 85% full, which is 1.1 million pounds. The A380 hopefully can take it, which it should be able to. But right now we're just going to go to the VNAV. So we have that there. Tune into frequency. Everything looks good. We will now push back and start up engines 3 and 4. As you see, there is the jet bridges right beside us here. There's 3. Let's see here. We'll go startup checklist. Throttles idle. Engine 3 start and engine 4 start is what we just did. Yep. And now we are going to have to go towards 34 left. So we have to go like this. And do this. Just push back onto the taxi line here. And stop pushback. Parking brake set. Engine 3 and engine 4 are stable. So engine 3 stable, engine 4 stable. Engine 1 start, engine 2 start. We'll go flaps 2, I think, for takeoff. We're 85%. We'll do a quick spoilers check. We go flight spoilers. Off. Flight spoilers. Armed. Off. Then straight to armed. So we go straight to armed, and we are good on the left side for spoilers armed, good on the right side for spoilers armed. Left and right are both good. We go off. And now we will look at the engines. Engine 1 stable, engine 2 stable. Engine 2 stable. Okay, we'll go to the taxi checklist. Okay, we're just going to do our engines check here. Engine 1, 20% green. Engine 2, 20% green. Engine 3, 20% green. Engine 4, 20% green. Passenger signs are on. Nav beacon on. That looks good. Good and good. Okay, so we go down to lights. Nav lights and beacon lights are on. That looks good. Good. We will announce our taxi here. So seatbelt signs are on. We know that. No smoking's on. Takeoff flaps are flaps 2. Trim. We don't need. We don't need any trim for this flight. We'll do a quick flight controls test. Full down. Center. Full up. Center. Full left. Center. Full right. Center. Okay, so we're looking good for the controls. Controls tested, taxi clearance. We're going to taxi, brakes released, and we will look good from here. Okay, so taxi, 3 for left.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum. Qantas 380 Super. Taxiing to runway 3 for left.
Oh, there's a DHL plane here, wow. He's passing the cargo apron, I think. No, cargo apron's right to his right there, I think he's going to go for. Yeah.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum. QJet 2202 is on final.
Turn
Runway
rear.
34 left.
He said we're taxiing to 34 left, which is a bit down. Zoom in on the map here so we know where we're going. Okay, taxi down here. And then we will have to do our before takeoff checklist, and then it'll be the climb checklist after that. So this runway, I'm just going to go request cross runway, and this runway that we're going to be crossing is 25. So I'll put that in when we cross the runway, and then we'll have to turn strobe lights on just for this. Okay, throttle idle. Hopefully no one's landing, so I'm just going to do a quick check on the outside here. It looks like no one's landing.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum. Qantas 380 Super. Crossing runway 25.
Okay, crossing the runway. And then we'll say we're clear of all runways.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum.
Strobe lights
Qantas
off.
380 Super is
There
clear
is
of
a
all
Boeing
runways.
717 I think 200 over here.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. QJet 2202 is clear of all runways.
Okay, nobody's on the runway now. He's clear of the runway that I'm going to be taking off on. I'll have to slow down here a bit.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. QJet 2202. Crossing runway 25.
There's a small plane over here, but he's at 14,000, so we should be fine. Okay, before takeoff checklist will be here soon. We'll say we're holding short the runway, then we will get ready and take off. Hopefully the microphone audio sounds okay, guys.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. QJet 2202 is clear of all runways.
Okay, we're coming up to the runway here. Then I will probably, do hold short and then checklist and then take off and make our way towards Los Angeles. And then our alternate airport will be, can be the Honolulu International or the Ontario International, which is just beside Los Angeles International. I'm just gonna have to slow down the aircraft here as we're kind of going a bit fast. Go down to like 15 knots. We're a super, I meant to say super. We are a super heavy aircraft right now at 1.1 million pounds, it looks like. So our call sign is Qantas 380 Super. Okay, parking brake set, hold short, 3-4 left.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. Qantas
Brake
380
set, throttle
Super.
idle, spoilers
Holding short runway
retracted, takeoff
34
flaps
left.
are checked and they are set. Trim we don't need any trim. Cabin's ready. Takeoff clearance, we'll do that here soon. Strobe and landing lights will be turned on. Okay, so strobe, landing lights on. Autopilot looks set, everything looks set here. I'm just going to calibrate the controls, so then we have the controls are all good, and we'll be ready to go.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. Mike Golf 86 Alpha Uniform. Taxiing to runway 34 left.
Okay, now I'm going to calibrate the controls. We'll go about here, I think looks good. Yeah, that's a good calibration. Okay, strobe and landing lights are on, everything looks good. Okay, takeoff, 3 for left, departing. I would say departing east because our first waypoint's east. So we're going to depart east.
Sydney Kings Ford Unicum. Qantas
20%
380
throttle.
Super is taking off runway 34 left.
And here we go.
Departing east.
Clear on the right. Clear on the left. I haven't really flown this aircraft a lot, but when I normally fly it, I actually better the landing when we land at places. I normally do the Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles flight. This is the normal flight I do with this aircraft. Okay. brake. Parking brake set, 50% throttle. $95. And parking brake released. Here we go for the takeoff.
Sydney Kingsford Unicorn. Mike Golf 86 Alpha Uniform. Crossing runway 7.
100 knots. V1, rotate.
Sydney Kingsford Unicorn. Mike Golf 86 Alpha Uniform is clear on
Positive
all
rate,
runways.
gear up. Gear coming up. Looking good here. And then we'll engage auto throttle to 250. Climb
Sydney
and everything.
Kingsford Unicorn. 9 Mike Echo Charlie Alpha is 22 nautical miles to the south at 5,700
Right
feet.
hand turn
Inbound
to
for
the
landing.
east.
We'll make straight in for runway 34 left.
Gears up, that looks good.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum, QJet 2202, taxiing to runway 25.
You know, there's a plane coming in for landing as I just took off. It's gonna say we don't have enough fuel. That's a glitch. It will eventually say that we have enough. Okay, I'm gonna go flaps 1 plus F. Okay, visibility is 30 kilometers. Okay, everything looks good. LNAV engaged. LNAV is all good. Autopilot is all engaged. Everything on the autopilot looks good. And that is awesome. We'll go flaps 1.
Sydney Kingsford
And
Unicorn.
proceed with the climb out.
Mike Golf 86 Alpha Uniform is taking off runway 34 left. Departing south.
Okay, gear is up and retracted. That looks good. We'll go flaps up. Flaps 0 degrees. Okay, flaps retracted. Flaps are at 0 degrees. Trim 0%. Spoilers off. Gear is up and locked. Autopilot is engaged. LNAV is engaged. Landing lights. Landing lights will be off at 10,000 feet. When we're above 10,000 feet, seatbelt sign and landing lights are off. So we'll just wait a bit, but we'll proceed with the climb out. Everything looks good. And we'll be getting on course here shortly. It's kind of foggy around the airport here, but that's fine. And now a flight all of ocean, just full ocean. Once we are above 10,000 feet, speed will be at 300, landing lights off, and seatbelt sign will be off if the winds are okay. Otherwise, we are looking good for the climb out. Hopefully this flight is all good. And yeah.
Sydney Kingsford Unicum, QJet 2202
We'll be tuning out of
is
the
taking off
frequency.
runway
We'll be
25,
tuning out of
departing
frequency once
straight
we're
out.
above 10,000 feet as well. But right now I'm just gonna watch the plane go above 10,000. Alright. About to be above 10,000 feet here. Low power mode enabled. If you guys see during the flight at all that we have low power mode enabled, that's just to save the battery percentage so the battery doesn't get drained quickly. And it makes the game look glitchy, but once I tap the screen like now, it goes back to being smooth. So don't worry about that, that just saves battery. And yeah. Okay, speed 300. Frequency, tune out. No frequency selected. Landing lights can go off. It says 17 hours until we land. It's because I'm going east here, and then we end up going north right about here. So then we'll flight time will reduce. But right now I'm just going to keep it like this. Seatbelt sign can now go off. Our passengers are now allowed to move about the aircraft. So we have, our passengers are allowed moving about the aircraft as seatbelt sign is off. We have a nice tailwind right now. Okay, so seatbelt sign is off, the landing lights are off, that looks all good. Any passengers can go to the bathroom, move around, stretch, even though we just started the flight, so it doesn't matter, but that's what you would do when the seatbelt sign's off. We have a 17 knots tailwind, now 19 knots, went up really quickly there. Seatbelt sign's off, no smoking light is on. Cruise checklist when we are at our cruising altitude. So now sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight on the scenic camera. Here's our scenic camera. Okay, so we are coming up to our climb. I mean, not our climb. We're coming up to our cruise. I meant, sorry. We're coming up to our cruise altitude. So once we get here, we'll see all our stuff here, and then we'll make sure we're stable. Everything looks good, and I will be turning our checklist here. Well, not turning it. What I meant, grabbing our checklist. I'm gonna grab the checklist and just do the checks quickly for our cruise. So it looks like Mach 0.80 will be that cruise. I know that because at the beginning of the video, guys, at the beginning of the video, I said that between Mach 0.80 and Mach 0.85 will be our cruise. I like Mach 0.80. It looks good. Aircraft looks perfect at Mach 0.80. We got 13 hours, 21 minutes until we land in Los Angeles. Wait till we get to the actual cruise altitude at 33,000. Then I'm just going to do our quick checklist for cruise, and then we'll do probably like a scenic camera, and then I'll probably see you guys tomorrow morning for the descent, approach, and landing into Los Angeles. Okay, now we're just going to turn left here to go back onto our next waypoint. We're at 33,000. We're descending, it says. Don't worry, that is just because we turned. But cruise speed is Mach 0.80. That's set. This is our cruise checklist. Trim, no need. Engines, let's see what our engines look like. They're going to probably be in the yellow. Yep, they're 103, 103, 103, 103. That's fine, because they will be green tomorrow morning. Okay, so engines are checked. Fuel quantity, we have 17 hours it looks like. 13 hours until we land. Autopilot is checked and set. We have autopilot. Altitude is 33,000 feet. No heading, or is actually, no, that's not heading. That's vertical speed, what you climb at. So yeah, autopilot is engaged and all good. Altitude is 33,000 feet. 0 is our VS, so no VS. LNAV engaged, and Mach 0.80 is our cruise. So autopilot's checked, LNAV engaged. Approach checklist, which is going to be tomorrow morning. So now enjoy some scenic views of the aircraft, and then I will probably stop the video, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning for the small part of cruise, descent, approach, landing into Los Angeles International Airport tomorrow morning. Okay, servers are up. Everything looks good. Hey guys, welcome back. Good morning. We are going to be starting our descent here shortly into Los Angeles. So far we've been flying for 13 hours 35 minutes, but we'll be starting our top of descent in about 2 minutes and descend to 3,700, I think it was. So we got 2 minutes until we descend. I'm going to go into the map here and bring the map up to here. And we're not landing on that runway anymore. Okay, we got to change runways here. Looks like we're not landing on 25 right anymore. Okay, I'm going to have to do a change of the flight plan here. We're going to have to, I think, do a full wraparound. Yeah, because we're too high here, so we're going to have to do a full wraparound. So there. There. Down here. They're saying the 25s are closed. Here. Here. And then we're gonna have to set up something for 7 left. Procedures, approach, 7 left. Select it, vectors to final. Add to flight plan. Top of descent is in 18 minutes. Okay, now we look good here. We're for 17 left. Strange flight plan. I might have to do some manually flying here, but that's fine. But we have to do this because of the runway change. Okay guys, we are about to start our descent. Top of descent is 2 minutes. At first we were already going to descend. If we were going to land on runway 25 right, then we would already be descending. But because 25 right, the 25 runways and the 24s are closed, we have to land on runway 7 left, so we have to do a full loop. And we will be descending in 1 minute to 1,800. So we're going to be descending to 1,800 in 1 minute. And then we'll do all our approach and descending checklist. So I'm going to engage VNav right now. There we go. I'm going to hop into the cockpit. Now we're at the cockpit, so now I can get all the checks prepared. So briefing, we just briefed to the viewers. We briefed our descent and approach and landing. Descent preparations are checked to 1,800. Fuel quantity, we are good. Weather, the METAR is in the green. If I go to LAX, we go weather, it's in the green, so that's perfect. Seatbelt sign will be on here soon when we're below 10,000 feet, so about 10,500, that's when I turn on everything. Let's see, LAX Unicom, is there an LAX Unicom here? Yeah, there is. Landing 7 left. See on the Unicom, it says it's red, but actually on the map is what you go by. So right now, yellow is the best way to go. So 7 left is yellow, best runway to land on. Even though there's someone taking off on 25 left, that doesn't matter. We're landing on 7 left, is it? Yeah. We will be making right traffic because we are coming from, we're starting our descent. We're coming from here, so then we make all right turns to the runway. So we're going to say right traffic.
Los Angeles Unicum.
There we go.
Qantas 380 Super is 33 nautical miles to the east at 32,900 feet. Inbound for landing. Will make right traffic for runway 7 left.
It looks like I'm the only big plane here. We have 2 planes there and a plane making its final. But we're going to be starting our final turn here to the airport, which the airport's just behind us here, but we have to do a far turn from out here. Here's our turn. If I have to, I might have to activate a different leg. I'm also going to change it to 60 FPS. So if I go to graphics, 60 FPS. Don't worry about that note. The note doesn't mean anything. If you want, put on 60 FPS to be more smoother and more realistic. So frame rate limit is 60 FPS. That looks good. Go back and resume. There you go. Alright. Starting our turn here. Once we get to about 15,000 feet, I'll put the speed to 250. Flight spoilers on. And then we'll start doing our seatbelts and no smoking, ATIS check and everything. ATIS, there is no ATIS. It's METAR, and we checked that, so that'll be alright. Otherwise, visibility is 8 kilometers. 8.06 kilometers is our visibility. So that will be somewhat okay, but if it gets worse, then that's not going to be good. Okay, visibility, never mind. Visibility is going up now, so that's fine. But let's see here. We're at 29,000 feet. Making our turns to the runway. Hopefully it's still the same runway. Yep, 7 left. I think I might have to activate the other leg here, so I'm going to do that right now, I think. Maybe we're fine.
Los Angeles Unicum.
I think we're fine,
Alaska
actually.
886 is on final. Runway 7 left.
I haven't really flown this aircraft a lot, so hopefully I can butter the landing on this one. It's a huge aircraft. Remember, we took off with 1.1 million pounds, which is 85% full. And now we have 26% of our load and 771,000. So 771,000 pounds so far. We got 5 hours, 48 minutes of fuel left, which is 121,000. We're coming up to 25,000 feet here, and everything looks good. That Boeing 777 already took off, it looks like. Yup, he's making a left turn towards us, it looks like. So we can still land runway 7 left, it looks like. Okay, so 7 left is our landing runway. Doesn't look like there's any planes making their way to here, so that looks good. So yeah, right now we're on 60 FPS. As you see, it looks way smoother when you move the camera around the aircraft. If I go into each camera and move the camera around, like if I go say just normal and I move the camera around, it'll be way smoother and there won't be any like lag or glitches in the camera movement. So that's one good feature about Infinite Flight, that now you can play on 60 FPS or 30 FPS. Most people who play Infinite Flight play on 60 FPS, so it's more realistic and makes the flight simulator more fun. Okay, coming up to 23,000 feet. There we go. Now we're going down. I'll be saying I'm on right downwind probably soon. So that's all good. So the visibility right now looks like 42 kilometers and it's making its way down. So visibility is going down slowly. Everything looks good here. Where's that FedEx plane? There's that FedEx plane. He's at a good distance away. There's an A320 and another aircraft in the airport there. Don't exactly know where they're going. So one's at the gate and the other one just landed, so that's fine. I have to say, guys, this is a wonderful aircraft.
Los Angeles Unicum. Alaska 886 is clear of all runways.
Okay, that person's clear of all runways. No one's in the way. Awesome. So what I was saying is this aircraft is a wonderful aircraft to fly. Once you guys get the hang of it to fly the Airbus A380, it's actually easy to land the aircraft and do its takeoffs. Once you know how to fly it and get comfortable with the controls of the A380, you'll know how to fly it eventually. So yeah. Okay, we're coming up to 18,000 feet here. Now we're below 18,000. At 15,000 feet, I will do our seatbelt sign and flight spoilers and reduce speed. So in front of us is another airport, but it is a general aviation airport. So right below us there, I see the airport. Right there, if you can see it on the map, there's a runway you can see. This is a general aviation airport. I'm not sure what the name is, but I know for a fact that this airport is a general aviation airport, which is like small airplanes, so like the TBM 930, Cessna 28, Cessna 172, Beechcraft, all those small propeller airplanes are general aviation aircrafts, and they can fly to this airport. But an Airbus A380, it can't even withstand a runway that short. So if there's an emergency right here, if there was an emergency, we will not be able to land at this general aviation airport, as It's not a long enough runway. So the runway is not long enough for this A380. So we would have to land in the ocean if we had an emergency right here. So yeah. Otherwise, we're coming up to 15,000 feet. So I'm going to be changing our speed here. Changing our speed here shortly. Okay, speed to 250. Speed is at 250. Flight spoilers
Los
on.
Angeles Unicum.
There we go.
United 13 Victor Alpha. Taxiing to runway 25 right.
Oh, you gotta be joking. 25 right's the wrong runway. I need to go 7 left. And 25 right, 7 left. Oh, great. Okay, so runway 7 left is there, right? 25 right is right there. So I'm gonna have to say, like, we're on right downwind now. Report position right downwind as we're on the right side. We're turning all right, so if you turn all right, you do right downwind for 7 left.
Los Angeles Unicum. Qantas 380 Super is on right downwind. Runway 7 left.
Okay, that looks good. I really don't want to do a go-around, because if we do a go-around, then we'll have to turn around again and land, so hopefully that doesn't happen.
Los Angeles Unicum is using runway 25 left. Left traffic.
Okay, 25 left he's using. Left traffic, so he's going to use 25 right and turn left, okay. So this aircraft is going to be using runway 25 left. He's going to take off, turn left, which means left traffic, and make left traffic by turning left and going to his destination. So yeah. So that's fine, because 25 right he was going to use, now he's using 25 left, so that's awesome. So hopefully no go around. I'll be turning the seatbelt sign on when we're at 10,500. Once we're below 10,000 feet, landing lights will come on. And then I'll say right base. And then, yeah, get ready for the approach and landing. And then when we're below 10,000, I'm also going to be setting the ILS up so we know our alignment and our glide slope. Because on this aircraft, there is no autopilot approach landing. So like you can use autopilot to land the plane, but if I ever use that APPR it's called, I only use it to about in between 5,000, 1,000 feet. In between 5,000, 1,000 feet, I disengage the APPR and I take control of the aircraft myself. So we'll see what happens here, because I have to land this aircraft manually. There is no APPR on an A380 or even on a Boeing 747. Yeah, Boeing 747 and Airbus A380 will not have the APPR, which is the autopilot approach landing. Abbreviation is APPR.
Los Angeles Unicum. United 13 Victor Alpha is taking off runway 25 right.
Departing east. Okay. And on A380s and 747s, they won't have that because they're huge aircraft, so you have to land them manually, and you can't use the autopilot approach landing system, which is the APPR. So yeah. But now we're going to turn on the seatbelt sign here. And seatbelt sign on. Go to the lights. Landing lights will be on here shortly. I'm going to set the ILS up anyways for runway 7 left. Runways 7 left. Set nav 1. Okay, runway 7 left, nav 1 ILS set. That looks good. Okay, that is all good. Landing lights on. So now we have seatbelt sign on, landing lights on. That looks good. And we can now do our checks here. So seatbelt sign's on, no smoking's on. We check the weather. Landing lights are on. Cabin will be ready here shortly. Cabin's ready, yeah. Cabin's ready, and then we have all our other things here. The LNAV disengaged, autopilot disengaged, autopilot disengaged, flap set, trim set, spoilers arm, gear down. That will be soon. Oh, perfect. Runway 7 left is green. Perfect. So 7 left, you can land on any runway now because they're all green. So every single runway at Los Angeles International Airport is now open, so you can land on either one. We were supposed to land on 25 right, but because it was red, that meant it was closed or not a safe runway to land on. So we had to change the flight plan up, modify the flight plan so we can land on runway 7 left at Los Angeles. So we're just going to stick with 7 left as we're basically on right base for it. So I'm going to announce that. Right base, 7 left.
Los Angeles
because now we're all going right turns. All right turns.
Super is on right base. Runway 7 left.
So we did right downwind. We announced that we're going to do right traffic for the airport, which is all turning right, stay on the right side basically. And then we said we are on right downwind, which is when you're about in this area right here, right about here, you do right downwind. And then where we are right now, you are on right base. And then once you're about here, you are on final for 7 left. So right now we announced that we're on right base. Next will be final. So speed can go to 230 now. Visibility is 50. Visibility is 50.00 kilometers out. So it's 50 kilometers plus out. So it's far out, the visibility right now. We're going to be changing up our speed here soon again. That plane has taken off and he's starting his turn. Okay, he's clear of the runway, so now we can get ready to land. Okay, we're going to be starting our turn here. There we go. Okay, we're going to put our speed to 200 now. 200, let's just take our check at the flaps here. 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. Flaps 1. Oh, a plane just spawned in. An A330. Airbus A330-300, I actually think it is. Yep, A330-300. Right now I'm searching up the Los Angeles airport diagram, so I know exactly where to land. Okay, speed 190, flaps 1 plus F. That's where it is. There we go. ILS. I was just trying to find the source, because if you put GPS, it goes to the flight plan. If you put nav 1, it will go to the ILS. That's what we want. I'm going to put the speed to 180 now. Okay, so everything looks good here. Visibility is going down a bit. Gear down, gear down. Spoilers armed. Okay, report position. Final 7 left.
Los Angeles Unicum. Qantas 380 Super is on final. Runway 7 left.
Okay, let's get ready for the landing. Okay, speed 160, flaps full. Alright, we have control of the altitude right now. I'm going to keep the ILS and LNAV engaged, because then it keeps me aligned with the runway, which is good. We reported that we're on final. Flaps are full, spoilers armed. Flaps full, spoilers armed, gear down. We're looking good. Okay, only thing armed is the speed. Have to go down a bit more. Autopilot disengaged. I have control, my aircraft. Okay, autopilot is all disengaged. Awesome, I got control. We're coming over the beach here. Here's the beach at Los Santos we're flying over.
500.
Los Angeles Unicum, Scandinavian 932 heavy,
400.
taxiing to runway 25 right.
300. 200. 100.
Oh, pretty glitchy.
50.
Oh, why is it so
40,
glitchy?
30. 20.
There we go, now it's not glitchy.
10.
Butter, come on. Somewhat better. It's because the game got a bit glitchy there. That's fine. That's all fine. There we go. Nice landing. Reversers out. That was a okay landing. Not a hard landing, not a smooth landing. It was a okay landing, and it was a good landing for the aircraft. Okay, reversers cleared. Braking. Okay, now we're just going to taxi to our gate. Calibrate the controls. I have no clue why the game glitched on final. It's maybe because I'm on 60 FPS. I'm using an iPad Pro, so it should be fine. But I'm just going to change back to graphics, 30 FPS. I'm going to put it back to. So frame rate limit is 30 FPS. That's okay. We're just going to taxi to the end here, and then go off and taxi back. But yeah, I don't know why the game glitched. It started lagging. The game started lagging and glitching at the end when I was about to land, but it stopped glitching and lagging as I landed. So just about when I heard the 20 call out, when it said 20 feet. When that call out came out, the lagging and glitching stopped, so I can actually get a nice successful landing on the runway, which we did. It was not butter, but it was a good landing, I have to say. It was a pretty good landing for the Airbus A380, because the Airbus A380 is a difficult aircraft to land. So yeah.
Los Angeles Unicum. Qantas 380
landing's
Super
off.
is clear of all runways.
Okay, strobe lights off, landing lights off, spoilers retracted, flaps are up, and trim is none. Shutdown checklist when we're at the gate. So that was an okay landing. It wasn't a smooth landing like I said before. It wasn't butter, it wasn't smooth, but it was a okay landing for a Airbus A380. So that was fine. We're just going to taxi here now to our gate, which is going to be just up here. A gate that is a big gate. We have to have a big gate so this aircraft can fit. Because if it's a small gate, the aircraft won't be able to fit. It'll be too small for the aircraft. That wingtip just goes over the building. Holy crap. Look at that. Jeez. I'm telling you, it's the A380. That's a monster aircraft. Okay, so our gate is just up here. Oh, we have to put some speed here. Okay. Perfect. Right in there. Okay, throttle
Los Angeles
idle.
Uniform, Scandinavian 932
Oh, that
Heavy is taking
Airbus
off runway
A380 is
25
taking
right,
off.
departing east.
Okay, throttle is idle. Parking brake
Los
set.
Angeles Unicum.
We can
Delta
turn off
211 is
the
on left downwind.
engines now.
Runway 24 right.
1, 4, 2, 3. Seatbelt sign off. Beacon light off. So brakes, parking brakes are set. Throttle is idle. All engines are stopped. Seatbelt sign is off. No smoking is on. Nav lights still on, and beacon lights off. Flight plan. We will now clear it. Clear the flight plan. There you go. And flight plan cleared. Okay, so that is the flight, guys. Flight time is 14 hours 20 minutes. And we had enough fuel. We have 20% fuel left. It was a okay landing, I have to say. Okay landing. But that's the flight, guys. From Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below for other video ideas you guys want. So if you want me to do like a flight from, let's say, Los Angeles to JFK, New York City, just comment that in the comment section. I'll take note of it and see if I can do the flight. But yeah, just comment down below if you guys want me to do any certain flights. Just comment in the comment section, do a certain flight, and then just say what you want me to do with the aircraft, the departure, arrival, and the aircraft. And then I'll probably do that flight. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know, so you will be notified when I upload a video every time. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thanks for flying with me today, and we'll see you guys later. See ya.